I've just issued a declaration of emergency, which will help speed up state assistance to parishes in need of supplemental assistance for their efforts. We understand that at least 7 parishes will also be declaring a state of emergency today due to this event. Those are Lafourche, Acadia, Calcasieu, Cameron, Jefferson Davis, St. Mary, and Vermilion Parish. They've informed us, we haven't seen those declarations yet, but they've informed us that they will be doing that. They'll be issuing those declarations as well. Let me give you some additional updates in terms of what else is also happening. And I want to, one thing, before I give you the updates from the different agencies, one of the things I want to say to the people at home, it is so important for folks to make sure they've got a plan. Just like we do every storm season, let's hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Go to getagameplan.org. It's important that everybody stockpile. Go ahead now and get the supplies you need. If you haven't already done so, make sure you've got the bottled water, the batteries. If you need to refill your medications, plan on an evacuation route. Chances are the vast majority of our people will not have to use this plan this weekend, but it's better to be prepared. Much better. We all hope that people get prepared, get those supplies, make their evacuation plans, don't have to use it this weekend, but at least we'll be ready. We know this is a busier than average hurricane season, and it's our hope that we never have to use those meals, those bottles of water, those batteries, but it's better to have them, better to be prepared than wait till the last minute. So one of the other things I want to encourage people at home is that circumstances are likely to evolve throughout the weekend. We'll give updates certainly throughout this entire incident, but it's very important that people pay attention to their local parish officials, the weather forecasts throughout the weekend as well, as events could change quickly. Business owners should certainly look at their business continuity plans to make sure they can keep in contact with their employees, make sure they secure vital records. It's important to be prepared now. Even if this storm doesn't grow in intensity, even if it doesn't end up hitting our coast, it is important that we get ready. Now, let me talk a little bit about some of the impacts when it comes to the oil spill as well. Certainly, we're taking the oil spill and oil response measures into account as we implement our hurricane response plans. We continue to work with the federal government and BP on their plans. We've adjusted our emergency planning to take into account the complicating factors caused by the oil spill. And so, for example, the Coast Guard has informed me that, for example, the response workers that are in these flotillas will be moved out of those flotillas. They'll try to keep them as close to the coastal communities as they possibly can. We're also in close coordination with the Coast Guard in case it becomes necessary for them to move heavy equipment or a large number of workers to make sure that it doesn't interrupt a normal evacuation or other efforts. It doesn't seem likely at this point in this event, but we are working with them to make sure that they've got plans that they can trigger if that does become necessary. In terms of during and after this weather event, DEQ has got several recommendations for individuals. They need to avoid bare skin contact with sediment, soil, indoor surfaces with visible oil contamination. They need if they notice petroleum odors or if they see visible indoor oil contamination, their homes need to be tested before they re-enter those homes. They shouldn't reoccupy homes until potential health hazards such as structural damage have certainly been assessed and remediated where necessary. I would encourage people, and the Department of Environmental Quality will be working with local parish officials if it becomes necessary. If oil does get thrown by the storm farther inland, if there is a possibility of contamination in communities that haven't seen oil before, DEQ will be working directly with local parish officials to clear those areas as quickly and as safely as it is possible to indicate whether it's safe for people to come in or if it's not, to notify the Coast Guard and BP to deploy teams to clean those areas up.